there's no other profession in the world right now that has cameras on them watching for every little mess up, right? Politicians don't do that, lawyers don't do that, doctors don't have that.
Okay.
It's quite unfair.
Just make yourself look good. Make your department look good.
I don't need to make myself look good.
We do our job.
I do my job. I do it very well.
Okay, but see, I'm praising you. I'm trying to make you look good. I'm explaining to you voluntarily what I'm doing, and you seem very upset and angry. So you're going to take that upsetment and that anger out on somebody one day. You will, because it doesn't just vaporize. So I would get a hold of it and get control.
How's it going, guys? Watching the Watchmen here, out with Amagansett Press, here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we're here at this scene. Saw a bunch of police vehicles here, and some officers look like they have somebody in custody here. So we're gonna see what's going on, take some video, see how it goes.
Just for the video, though, she is asking you not to record her.
Duly noted.
We're here at Albuquerque Park. So as usual, I'll put my Google Maps zoom out so you can get a sense of where we are. So vehicle-wise, we got this City of Albuquerque vehicle, G92934. This City of Albuquerque truck, Z7. B52, the City of Albuquerque SUV here. So, all city police.
there's two ways of looking at this here, folks. If this young lady has done something wrong, she was doing something wrong in public, rights of privacy are out the window. And again, we're not focusing on her, but she's part of the situation here. Integral part.
You got tissues.
And then if she is not doing anything wrong, I think it's important to document how she's being treated, how these officers are behaving, and what's happening here. So either way, I feel like we are very supporting what we're doing. I see nothing wrong with it. I invite everyone to chat with the comments. Let us know what you think. Instead of shaking your head, you could just simply ask me what I'm doing.
So I know what you're doing, and you have a citizen
You think you know what I'm doing.
who's disenfranchised, who's asking not to be filmed.
I understand that, but you think you know what I'm
You are
doing.
welcome to film me. I don't mind that. I do take issue with somebody being harassed.
Being harassed in public? Again, I think you should just ask me what I'm doing. So according to the officer, we're harassing this young lady. Especially if she's done nothing wrong, I sort of see it the other way. It turns out she did do something wrong. There's no reason they couldn't have sat her down inside the car in the air conditioning. Why don't you let her sit in the air conditioning in your car and then nobody can see her?
Because it has to be out here.
Well then, there you go. We all make choices. So evidently the woman sitting on the curb has asked to be outside and not in the car, so she's choosing to be out in public and not in a private situation, and that's the end of that conversation. And like I said, if I was one of these police officers, I might have walked over and said, hey, what are you guys doing? What's happening? Have a little discussion, open up some dialogue, communicate, middle ground, as I'm always talking about lately. I think now in the situation that we're all in, middle ground has become key. You don't necessarily have to agree with everything everyone's doing all the time. But if you can find some middle ground and try to understand what each other are doing and why they're doing it, and realize that what everybody does not need your approval, just saying, middle ground. And on a lighter note, I don't know why she wouldn't ask to be sitting inside of the car in the air conditioning. It's 87 degrees. Temperature's going up while we're standing here. It's hot out. Which, you know, these days might be foolish on their part. They're lucky it's us. Sir? Sir? Officer? Excuse me, officer. I don't want to leave this on a bad note with you, I'd like to introduce myself and just tell you what I'm doing, if you don't mind. I'd like to just tell you what I'm doing and say hello. So the reason we're out here is, as you said, you know why we're out here. We're documenting what's going on in the country these days. There's a lot of very interesting stuff happening. And as you guys are certainly aware, there's a big divide between law enforcement and the citizenry these days. And what we're doing, this is my son, we travel thousands of miles every month across the country trying to bridge that gap between the citizenry and law enforcement. That's what we do. So you might have mistaken us for somebody else. You might have had an idea what we're doing, but that's not what we're here for. We're looking for good, I'm making a documentary about good police officers, so you guys might want to be a part of it.
So, sir, you got to understand from our perspective, anytime somebody has cameras in our face,
okay,
we've had a number of individuals be very aggressive.
Well, that's why I stayed across the street. Gave you plenty of room. I didn't want to encroach on you.
I understand that, but there's no other profession in the world right now that has cameras on them watching for every little mess up, right? Politicians don't do that. Lawyers don't do that. Doctors don't have that.
Okay.
It's quite unfair. We're human.
Well, let me ask you this, and I see that side of it, but let me ask you this. What's the accountable version of that story?
What do you mean the accountable version?
What's the accountable version?
Okay.
Would you agree with me that there are some rogue officers out there?
Sure, there's
not
rogue
necessarily
attorneys,
in New Mexico,
there's rogue,
anywhere.
There's rogue politicians, any group.
Rogue cameramen, as you just suggested?
Absolutely.
Yep.
There's a subset within every group.
So I think it's very important that people find out that there are some good officers out there who are, I actually just mentioned in my video that you were being very considerate and courteous to her.
And that's the way
you
we
lit her
always
cigarette
operate.
for her. That's what we're doing. So we're out here trying to make you guys look good. But I can't do that without you doing it. I can't make you look good if you don't make yourself look good. And these conversations are going to help a lot. I have 185,000 subscribers on YouTube, so a lot of people are going to see this.
No, and I appreciate that, sir. And definitely you have the freedom to film us, and that's okay. But you understand the lens, the optics right now, we have a lot of people who are agitating, that are aggressive, that are not...
Well, there are a lot of cops that lean on people's necks, but I'm not treating you like that.
When does that happen in Albuquerque?
I don't know. Well, there's a lot of things happen in Albuquerque.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I appreciate your thoughts. My only point, and I'll leave it at this, I have no issue with me or any of my team being filmed.
But that's okay.
You have a right to that. Something to consider. A lot of the people out here, like this young lady over here, has a lot of things going on.
I'm sure, obviously.
You have a right to film her because it's a public area. It might not be the most humane thing for someone who has the entire world coming down on her to also have to worry about now she's going to be blasted all over the internet. That's my only point. Anyway, you have a good day.
It didn't look to me like you were coming down on her.
I'm not coming down on her.
No, it didn't appear that way.
She has the weight of the world on her.
She has many things happening.
Obviously.
I'm a good ethical cop. I don't come down on anybody.
Well, that's good.
But something again to ponder. If somebody who's at their rope's end has everything else going on, and they say, "Hey, please don't film me," it might be respectful.
Okay, now you
to consider,
absolutely,
or even film from a different angle, so you're not showing her face. Because what she specifically told me was, "I've been on TV. Please don't let them film me. I don't want my face on TV."
And do you know I have
you
had...
just told me, which again
well,
is your right.
You're right.
It's your right. You just told me you're going to blast her out to, what did you say, 800,000?
185,000 subscribers.
It's a lot of people.
But now
so
let me give you the flip side. Let me give you the flip side of that, though, okay? I've had situations before where I filmed similar situations like this, and I've had anonymous donors call up and help these individuals.
That might be. I'm not here to argue, and I got to cut it off here. Just something to consider.
Get your name and badge number?
Of course.
Fraser? I that's too small of a reflection.
5647.
Thank you very much. And let's keep treating each other with respect. You guys need to get your respect back. And we want that to happen.
I wouldn't argue that we've lost our respect.
I would. Do you watch the news?
And that's fine. I conduct myself with
respect. There's a lot of horrible things going on.
This community knows who I am. I'm respected.
I respect you for the way you've behaved today.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All I'm saying is maybe you might want to, the next time you come across some photographers, just find out exactly what anybody, not even just photographers. Don't get into the repetitive autopilot, just assuming what people are doing. That's all I'm saying.
You don't autopilot anything.
Okay. No, and you seem like two respectable cops. I didn't speak to the other lady. Yes. So, but she seemed like she was fine as well.
That's how we roll. We're very ethical, very constitutional.
But you have to understand, not all police encounters go that way.
And I understand that.
And we like to show this stuff.
A lot of the encounters that are highlighted, people who don't comply. If people comply, things go great. When people fail to comply with lawful orders...
Well, I was about to say, I comply with every lawful order you give me, but I refuse to comply with unlawful orders.
Yes. Well, okay, but I've never issued unlawful work.
Well, then there you go. Then you're the guy we're looking for.
So it's ridiculous.
All I'm saying is you can acknowledge that I think police in general in this country right now could use a little good PR.
No. I think the general public could use some ethics and actually.
So you think it's an issue? You think it's an issue?
I think it's an issue with our whole society. It's not police.
So it's not the police play no part in it.
I didn't say that.
You said it's not police.
No. I said the problem is as a society, we've lost our ethical and moral grounding. We believe anything we hear.
That's correct.
And we get spun up about certain things. Everybody wants a cause. We're highly trained as a society, poorly educated.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
I agree with
That
you
is
100%.
where we're at.
I agree with you 100%.
And so that's why it's easy to control the masses.
It is. And you're in a good position to do something about that.
Sir, I can control what I can. Nationally, I can't
Right.
control it.
Of course.
You know, that's it. It is what it is. And like he said, we're ethical. We're constitutional police officers. We never make bad arrests. We try and do the best we can. We make mistakes. Absolutely.
Well, that's all we can ask you. You're human.
Yes, but right now, what the highlight of people filming us all the time,
Okay.
the increased scrutiny, we have to be superhuman. We have to perform superhuman tasks.
Well,
and be
you guys,
perfect.
oh, you do have body cams.
Yes.
Are they on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are filming as well.
So, yeah,
So
absolutely.
the way I look at it is, in my opinion, this is an objective witness that doesn't lie.
Which is
So the more cameras, the better.
Well-
unless you have something to hide. Not you,
no,
anybody.
but the
random.
cameras don't always show. Your camera doesn't always show every angle. My camera doesn't always show every
My
angle.
eyes don't show every angle. I mean, you document as
it's a
best as you
perception.
can.
There's been several officer-involved shootings where the camera angles don't capture.
Well, your perception was that I might have been up to something nefarious.
My
So
my
perceptions are
perception
sometimes
was
wrong.
solely that this young lady was asking to be
That
given
was-
some privacy. That's my sole
On
concern.
that note, she had the available option that you gave her of getting in the car, and that would have afforded her all the privacy and cool air that she wanted. She
Well-
chose not to take that route.
So it's not worth the debate. Again,
No, it's not a debate.
Or even I don't
Just
wanna,
make yourself look good. Make your department look good.
I don't need to make myself look
we
good,
we
sir.
do
Okay.
our job. We do,
I
we're not
do
trying to
my
make
job.
ourselves look
I do
good.
it very well.
Okay, but see, I'm praising you. I'm trying to make you look good. I'm explaining to you voluntarily what I'm doing, and you seem very upset and angry. So you're going to take that upsetment and that anger out on somebody one day. You will, because it doesn't just vaporize. So I would get a hold of it and get control of it, and maybe just calm it down. Conversation, dialogue, open communication solves a lot of problems.
I appreciate your thoughts. Again, my only concern.
It's not my thoughts. I'm older than you are. I'm probably
probably
old enough to be your father.
You might be.
Yeah.
My concern, again, you have the right to film. I would never stop that. Sometimes the humanity part of us, it's okay to not film something just because you want to. Again, not me. You can film
All right, let me
me.
ask you on that note then. I agree with you. That's true. I understand what you're saying. Okay, I understand your thoughts. But now, have you ever arrested a fellow police officer for doing something wrong?
No.
No. Have you ever seen another police officer do anything wrong that he should have been arrested for?
No.
Okay. Have you ever falsified information on a report?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I got to take your word for it. And I hope that's true.
You do.
Yeah, but I don't know where the anger. You have a little bit of an angry tone to you, or a frustrated. I don't know what the right word is, and I hope maybe this conversation today will lead you away from that.
It could just be what my face looks like.
That's
Anyway,
what
thank you, sir.
I can't see your face because of the mask. But
I hear that.
Anyway,
I gotta
can I
wear
just
my
get your
phone.
name and badge number, sir, before we leave?
Sergeant Sims, badge number 53.
Sergeant Sims, thank you very much, and we just hope you continue to uphold the Constitution and treat people with respect.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Have a wonderful day. Could be. Who are you?
I follow you.
Who are you?
Bruce Stamp.
Bruce
I
Stamp.
work right here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You're not one of the police officers?
No.
Oh, you look like the police officer driving
Yeah, I know.
around this thing with the shirt and tie on.
Yeah.
But yep, Amagansett
I
Press.
know. I saw
Yeah.
it. As soon as you were walking, it's like,
You're a subscriber?
yeah,
Cool. And this Watching the Watchmen, this is my son.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright guys, you saw how that went. We met Bruce from the furniture store over here. And you saw how it went with the police. Obviously they were not very happy about us filming this situation. But as AP was saying, if the lady who was being arrested did something wrong, she chose to do that in public, and Obviously, we have the right to film in public, and if she didn't do something wrong, that's even more reason to film the police and their interaction with her. So, that's about it for this one, guys. If you like what we do, make sure you check out my social medias and subscribe to my channel and Amagansett Press's channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we put up new videos. So, Watching the Watchmen, Amagansett Press, out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at Baldwin Park. Out. See you on the next one, guys.